my gosh, are you kidding me? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special guest, my best friend and cousin, Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I've known Lauren for just almost 2 years, or over 2 years. I can't remember. Time flies.
Yeah, it does.
But Lauren's the one that got me introduced to all my plants. So now I have 6 plants, and I literally just started my collection this year. So it's a little bit crazy, but I love it.
It's the best. I'm so happy. So today, in Little House Plants, we are going to be doing a few fun plant DIYs. We are going to start by making a super cute trellis for your vining or climbing plants. Putting your plant on a trellis actually has a lot of benefits. It promotes the plant to actually grow larger leaves, and they look pretty fun. This is one that I made earlier today with 16 gauge wire, but we're gonna try it today with 18 gauge wire, and we're gonna see which one was better. A few supplies that you'll need for this project are obviously wire. I think you found this at Lowe's?
Yes, Lowe's.
Lowe's. I got this from a local craft store, the 16 gauge, so depending on where you go. You'll need some wire cutters and then something to stick the plant to the trellis. I bought this plant wire off of Amazon. It did cost, I think, about $8, $9 probably with tax. Or I also had some twine that, starting out with this small plant, I don't know if you can even see it, but put some on there. So those are the supplies you'll need for DIY number 1.
Now DIY number 2. So we are going to be making these pebble trays. So you can buy these plastic trays. I got them at Lowe's, super cheap, barely under $1. You can get any size. They had some small ones or some bigger ones depending on the plant that you have. We're going to be trying out with 2 different rocks, some pebbles, and then some nice glittery ones. I'm excited for those. So this just really helps out those plants that are more tropical and they need that extra humidity, and especially if you live in a state like we do where it's super dry, it's super helpful so we can keep growing our collection, but we can also keep them safe and keep them growing.
Yes, it's very important, or else your plant might die.
Yeah.
Our third DIY, we are going to be painting some terracotta pots. It's just a fun way to add your own unique touch to the classic terracotta look. And also, do it with a friend. We've decided we're gonna make friendship pots. As kind of, I want to say corny, but
it's a lot better though from like the necklaces, like in middle school or elementary. Like they were little hearts and they broke apart and you had to get like super close. Yeah. So yeah, these are so much cuter.
This is the grown-up version.
Exactly.
So to begin the DIY number 1, or the trellis, we are going to just need a couple supplies. Obviously, you're going to need a plant that is a climbing plant. Here I have my Rapidophora tetrasperma. If you didn't see my last video, that's when I unboxed this plant, so it is still fairly new. Well, that's not good.
I'm just going to ignore that.
Set that to the side. So you need a plant that will climb, obviously, and will benefit from a trellis. And then your wire, we kind of went over this already, but then we wanted to have some kind of like stencil or mold to design our shape. So I'm gonna go with one that's like a diamond and then it crosses and goes down. And she's gonna go with one that's just like an arc.
Exactly like the one we had at the very beginning that we showed.
She's gonna make this one. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and get started. These are so cute.
Ooh.
So my rule of thumb with this is you need to measure the size of your pot. For example, if you have a 4-inch pot, then you need to times that by 3 and then add about 2 or 3 more inches to that. So that would be like 15 inches worth of wire. Okay, so in the end we decided to go with 25 inches just to make sure that Katie really has enough to put her plants in there.
It's right here.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice. Do you have a plant in mind that this is for?
Not yet.
If I tell you what one of your plants is and that you can put it on there, would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm giving you this plant.
Is it the silver pothos?
It is. So I gave Katie a cutting of this, and I gave it to her for Valentine's Day. I don't think it has roots. Does it have roots
has
at
like
all?
baby ones, but I thought it'd
Okay.
be a little bit more, so maybe soon. I just changed out the waters, so I don't know if that's good or not, but
Yeah. Well, this one, they are cuttings as well. That's why they're kind of long and crazy looking. But I checked the roots today. It has new roots. They're healthy and they're quite large. So it's still a cutting. It's still growing, but it's in the moss, so it'll do better.
the moss, yes.
Yes.
I love that.
So my tip is to use the peanut butter jar. You can either use your hands for this to smooth it out, or if you really want it to get a good round shape, you can just kind of rub it along the peanut butter, and that should get it to round out pretty well. Or like stand it up like this.
Maybe you should show how.
Yeah. Will you record it with this?
Yeah.
Be my second camera go. Maybe. I guess this would give it more of that shape, huh? Is that not the shape you wanted? You wanted to make it round?
I love that. No, let's do it.
Are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
So that just gives it a good round shape on the top. Kind of push it up against there. And then we'll take it with our hands and smooth her out. This wire is thinner than the one I got at Joann's.
It is?
Yeah. Feel the difference.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But just look at it. We'll just take these bad boys. We're gonna
like it.
wrap them together.
Ooh, yes, so it has a nice texture.
Now, this plant does not have aerial roots. So because it does not have aerial roots, you will need to attach it every time with Velcro, or you'll need to attach it with the twine, because it won't have those roots to really hook onto it very well. So I would just, keep an eye on it, make sure it's attaching pretty well by itself.
I'm so happy.
Oh, it'll love it. It'll
I'm
be a
so
happy camper at your
excited.
house. I just know it.
Because I love your pothos, and so I was like, I definitely want a pothos next.
I saw it in your story and I was like,
No.
this is for Katie. This is Katie's. Okay, now we have it all
Love it.
twisted. So the peanut butter maybe didn't work out as well as I really had thought it would. So if you just kind of go like that and round it out
Yeah.
to whatever shape you want. This one's very bendy too, so
Dang
best of
it.
luck.
So I guess the wiring, you should go with like a smaller number, if that makes sense. Like,
Yes, yeah. Go with the smaller number. So I would recommend a 16 gauge or smaller wire for this project. The 18, it's just super bendy,
yeah, it is.
but it'll still look cute in there.
I know, I'm very excited. I like the copper color.
Oh, it'll be gorgeous.
Mhm.
So now, copper is a metal. It won't necessarily rust in your plant, but it will change colors in there. So I would recommend maybe taking it out from time to time, maybe looking at it, making sure. But it shouldn't have like any harmful effects on your plant. Just make sure that the copper isn't gross. For this one that I'm making, while Katie finishes that one up, we are actually going to do, maybe get a little bit more than what we're going with. So we have a 4-inch pot, so I know I need at least about 15 inches, but because we're gonna do a design, I should add more to that. So I think we'll go with about 30.
Yeah.
Watch me try to measure this. Also keep in mind, this is our first DIY video we've ever made,
Yeah.
so please be patient with us. I also saw a great way to bend the wire is with a sock. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, but I've heard it. Alright.
Also a great way to bend the wire is with the wire cutters.
Of course.
That's their job. I think I'm gonna just cut a bit off because it's crazy.
It's a little bit out there.
So I'm gonna use the box now to make our diamond shape, which hopefully this box isn't too big. We'll see. And kind of wrap it around there nice and tight. It'll be a big old diamond shape.
Big old diamond shape.
So another part of it is you want to take the wire in your hands and kind of fold it down like that so it has somewhere to put into the soil. So that's the portion of said wire that we will put into the soil. So mine did not work. And Katie's did.
I think because we double wired it too.
I think it looks great.
I like yours though. I really do.
Mine just looks cool. So last step is to just take your plant Velcro and some scissors. And we're just gonna chop it. Little pieces that don't need much. We're gonna take a little vine and Velcro it on there. I'll send you home some. And there you go. Kind of trim off that extra. And then watch your plant grow on the trellis. Super fun.
Now we have DIY number 2. All right, so these are the humidity trays. It's a big word. So, like we said earlier, you can get any size tray depending on the plant that you want to put it in. So, which size do you want?
Let's go with the 8-inch size. Yeah, that'd
sure.
be great.
8-inch.
Perfect.
8-inch. All right, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna take these pebbles. We have these cute little glossy ones too. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put like these types of pebbles on the bottom because they're gorgeous. Rocks are pretty, but not as pretty as these, I think.
How's that for some ASMR?
Next, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding some water. Obviously, the most important part about humidity is the water. So, here we go.
So maybe just enough to like fill the bottom.
See, that's the nice thing about these plastic trays is that you can bend
Switch them.
it and we can pour the water back in. You ready?
Oh,
Let me pour
pretty
some
good.
in.
Yeah.
This is the real DIY.
This is what DIY looks like.
That's
you guys.
right. Cool.
So I'm thinking, because you don't want to bottom water your plant. Bottom watering is where you put it in a tray of water. The plant absorbs the water from the bottom. And you don't want to be constantly over watering your plants. So I would say maybe just enough so you can fill the bottom of the tray and you can see the water on the bottom, but not so that it's covering the rock so that your plant is not being watered. We don't want that. That's no bueno.
That's definitely been one of my biggest fears about having plants is root rot, the gnats. I'm terrified they're gonna kill my babies. So I want to really take care of my plants. Make sure that they're okay, they're healthy, they're getting the right amount of water, and I can increase my collection where it doesn't have to be just plants that can grow in the dry weather, but it can be all kinds of weather.
So, for example, we're going to take my Alocasia Frydek. If you didn't see my most recent reel on Instagram, go check it out. This little guy needs a lot of humidity. If you find your Alocasias their leaves aren't opening, they generally need more humidity. So if we were to keep this guy here in a nice sunny window and just let the water evaporate off, that evaporation around it will create humidity. And this little DIY would probably cost less than $10
For sure.
and it's a whole lot cheaper than a $30 or $40 humidifier.
Or moving to a humid area.
We're moving across
Just
the country.
getting out of the state.
Just get out of here. For our final DIY that we are trying, we are just going to simply paint some terracotta pots. Like I said before, it's a great way to personalize your pottery and it's a fun activity to do. So we're going to go ahead and try it and hopefully it goes well. Okay, now we are back with step 1 of this DIY done. we have painted the terracotta pots that don't have this little lid. We've painted them white. We have taken inspiration from, Your Mom is at Target, from their Instagram account. So shout out to them. They have this beautiful single line face drawing art that we'll put up on the screen. And we've decided we wanted to try and paint our pots to look like that. I did 2 coats on mine. Did you do 2 coats?
I did a lot of coats. I was just kind of going around and was like, that looks weird. Let me fix that.
So now we're going to let those ones dry for a minute before we go in. Maybe with the Sharpie paint pen, maybe with the acrylic paint, and draw the face on there. We'll just have to wait and see what we do.
Lauren made a very good point to me as I was painting this. I started to paint on the inside. Just to kind of like, so if like I were to take a picture of it, it would look like it's all white, it's super pretty, but then she's like, well, what if there's like chemicals or something in the paint that would harm the plant? And I almost cried. So don't paint the inside, just do like a little rim like she did on that. Follow Little Houseplants on Instagram.
Hurt. Not really.
Maybe we should do like an ad on one of the little pots, at Little Houseplants on these.
Paint
so
at
we
the
can
bottom.
match it, yes.
Every time we post it, it'll be advertising for my Instagram account.
Exactly. Share us your pots and paint them and tag us. Heck yeah.
Yeah, do it, you
that
guys.
would be good. Any of these DIYs, tag Lauren on Little Houseplants, little.house.plants. And
thanks for specifying
yeah.
that. It's very important.
It is very important. And I'm always liking, commenting, so you can find me there. And because I'd love to be tagged, or like you can tag me in the comments or whatever, or DM us if you have questions. But again, we're still beginners with this, so Google if you're really
We are all
nervous.
learning and growing together.
Spoken like a true Bob Ross.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay, so we have finished our little terracotta pots. They definitely took a lot longer than anticipated.
It did.
Like I think almost an hour,
Yeah.
45 minutes.
We just had
But
fun.
we did. Hers is total Bob Ross. It's beautiful.
I love Lauren's. I love this cute little like mint green accent. Jade green if you will. So pretty.
Ta-da!
Perfect. Because like we said earlier, like the main show is the plant. So like the pot is just secondary, but you can still do this.
Yeah, it's a great way to personalize it. It's a fun craft to do. And yeah, so we highly recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked us trying these DIYs. Some of them turned out pretty well, others
Well,
not so much. But yeah, if you guys do any of these crafts or these DIYs, go ahead and tag us in them, lil.house.plants on Instagram. We would love to see them. Or use the hashtag #LittleHouseplants and we'll go and like and share your post. It'll be great. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!